But just because my Malcolm X video didn't come out on May 19th doesn't make it fraudulent. I seen some of y'all on the gram talking about how much y'all love Malcolm X. How much I love Malcolm X. Yo, I went to high school with some of y'all. Y'all wasn't even participating in the Malcolm X portion. Y'all was outside hooking, selling honey buns and bus tickets. I'm not gonna sit up here and give you the blow-by-blow on what made Spike Lee's Malcolm X film so great, but I will give you some actual factuals. It would be a huge understatement to say that Malcolm X had a conflicted relationship with the United States, and it will also be a definite fact to say that Malcolm X is more appreciated now than when he was alive. There are many people, white and black alike, who believe that Malcolm X was a warmonger, that he stood for hate, that he stood for violence, that he stood for the hate of all white people, when really he stood for black love, black consciousness, black intelligence, and black people being able to stand up and defend themselves from the people who were brutalizing them. And I will never understand the stuff I see on Tumblr, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, and on MSN, and on CNN, and on Fox News, when people say that black love, black intelligence, and black ownership equals white hate. And I think people got that equation all twisted. They got it all messed up. In my opinion, what makes something classic is whether or not it continues to speak years after it was made. So Malcolm X, the film, was made in 1992, and it opens up with the beating of Rodney King, which is still too relevant nowadays. Police brutality. Someone's getting killed every other week. When will it end? I don't know. You don't know. Going into the acting itself, Denzel Washington's process for becoming Malcolm X was nothing short of amazing. He didn't take another acting job for an entire year, stop eating pork, stop drinking, stop smoking, learn to speak Arabic, and learn to read the Quran. Denzel became such a student of Malcolm X that after he would do his speeches on set, after the text would run out, he would improv a new speech. He would just freestyle a new Denzel via Malcolm X speech. It was said by Spike Lee in an interview that during one of the speeches, after the text ran out, Spike Lee had to continue to reload the camera with new film because Denzel went off for like 5 extra minutes of a speech that Malcolm never spoke. And he said that the speech was so good that it felt like it was better than Malcolm X's actual speech. And during that time, he felt like the spirit of Malcolm X inhabited Denzel Washington's body and spoke something new for that time, like for the 90s. And Spike Lee and everybody on set was just speechless. One of the major factors, regardless of Spike Lee's film greatness, regardless of the acting, regardless of the shots that were chosen, that made this movie great was Malcolm X's life just in general. You get to see a human being whose mom was taken and thrown into an insane asylum, whose father was killed by the KKK, who was told at a very young age that the highest thing that he could aspire to be was a carpenter, go through the streets, go through the prison system, also become the face of the Nation of Islam, fully self-actualize, and become not only one of the greatest people, most influential people in American history, but one of the greatest people in human history. And for that, Malcolm X is my favorite film of all time. Have you seen Malcolm X? Are you going to watch Malcolm X? Did you like it, love it, or hate it? Comment below. Like and share and subscribe. Let people know how I'll be doing with the videos. I'm in the bathroom.